to the platform, and then it's convoluted. It's a lot. But to start, um, I want to start by I'm not I'm not I'm not making this content purely for like financial gain. I'm gonna be making the money out of the markets either way, right? For one, I'm making this for Emilio because in the future you'll be able to watch this informational videos and learn from my mistakes and learn how to go about like the trading strategy, how to invest, how to build a portfolio. Everything that I'm teaching here has an underlining purpose and it's purely for him and for me to look back at. Everything else is just extra and not necessary. So I say that to say, um, there's a lot of people that's going to see these videos and it'll help them in the same way that I needed help when I was doing it the first time around. And that's a fulfilling thought as well, because there's a lot of traders that are like undergoing this space and undergoing these challenges and trying to get funded. Like there's people who don't even get to the funded stage. Like they don't even get the live account. Like they're just consistently trying to get refunded. They fail. Apply again, fail. Apply again, fail. Like I did it once and I'm in because I know the skill. Because I'm already accustomed to trading. I've already seen success. Therefore, I already know what it takes to be able to make the money required to get funded and then move into a funded account and then a live account. So I know this is gonna help people as well. And I like that thought. I like knowing that it's gonna help because I wish I had somebody to be able to help me when I was learning. And I didn't. That was just years and years of me figuring it out, reading and learning from people who live in a different stratosphere than me. Like they already have their billions and millions of dollars and they're just talking on the news about what they're currently doing or what they're about to do. And then you have to pick apart what they're doing and see how you can apply that to what you're doing. I didn't have a mentor in trading. I was my mentor. So now I'm not trying to be anybody's mentor, but like I'm trying to help others in that space, trying to acquire what it is that I'm chasing as well. So for all those traders that are undergoing and enduring, they're gonna get that feeling as well. They're gonna get that feeling where you're at the precipice and you're just like, I can see it. I can't touch it yet, but I can taste it. Like I can reach out and it's right there within my grasp, but I just need a little bit more. And when you feel that, it gets difficult because it's like you're applying for a deli and you're going through the whole banking process and you're acquiring the loan and you're sitting there negotiating with the business owners and you're right there. It's almost yours. You're at the precipice and anything can happen from that moment. It could be a week out, it could be 3 days out, it could be a month out, but you're right there. Anything can happen. And you're just like, but I know it's going to happen. I'm just feeling that feeling of dread of like it's worry, which is why I mentioned earlier that like that child like faith that when you're at that stage and you're almost there and you're feeling like I'm doing all the right things, I'm being consistent, I'm being disciplined, I'm making the results, I'm getting the outcome I want. and I'm not there yet, but I'm almost there. That feeling can fuck you up because it can lead you to over leverage. It can lead you to put more risk on your trade than necessary, trying to get to that thing faster. Okay. They're at home. And doing all those things can fuck you up and pull you back to the starting line because you tried to get there faster. The market, like I said earlier, is it, it pays patience, but success loves speed. So when you try to marry the two, you get a hurricane of emotions and outcomes. So you have like those traders need to manage that and have that level of emotional stability to be able to sit down in the storm, calm as a cucumber, and just relax and do the thing that they're doing consistently and not change a thing because you wanting to change something makes you make mistakes. You over leveraging makes you make mistakes. If you over leverage and now you're risking $1,200 on a trade instead of $600 on a trade, if you lose and you lose $1,200 for the first time, you're just like, damn, I just lost $1,200. Now I gotta get back. I gotta get that back. I gotta make that back somehow. I gotta. It leads you down a spiral instead of just staying consistent with the $600 risk, and then eventually, but surely, achieving that goal with the time frame God made for you. Because when you try to make things happen before God wants you to see it, then He pulls it more and more away from you until you're ready to just let His time be the time that it takes. I hope that makes sense. So, although that, although all of that can be overwhelming, you have to stay consistent with that. Like, you have to stay consistent with that presupposition of success. You have to you have to act as if you've achieved it and have that faith as if you know it will be because it will be because God deemed it to be. The antithesis of faith is worry. The antithesis of faith is fear. You can't be scared of something happening and then have faith that it'll happen. It doesn't work like that. That's why it's easy for entrepreneurs to be like, I'm all in, all in. I'm putting everything on the line for this, all of it. I'm risking everything because they have that presupposition of success. They have that faith that it's there. There is no fear. There's no room for fear or worry in their heart because they've given their heart up to God and they're like have this faith. Regardless if they want to give God the credit, they might say the universe, they might say this, they might say whatever, but at the end of the day, it's faith that they have in their heart for that thing that they set out to achieve. That presupposition of success is what lead people to success because you get put into a mindset that you've already reached that. You know that you've already reached it because the work that it takes to get there is the work that you're currently putting in at the moment. You know you're going to get your certifications. You know you're going to pass these grades eventually. It's not a matter of if, but when, because you're operating through a presupposition of success. You're already claiming that thing that you've set out to achieve before achieving it. So for traders, that presupposition of success can lead them to make mistakes because then they're like, oh, I know I'm gonna get it. So I'm gonna increase my leverage to get there faster. I'm gonna trade this setup, even though it's not a perfect setup. I'm gonna trade this setup because I'm trying to get there faster. Trying to get there faster will lead you down the wrong path. The same way as if you're in your studies and you try to get there faster, you're gonna overstimulate your brain with studies and you're going to forget to rest, because resting is just as important as the work you put in. And when it's time to take that test, it's going to be harder for your brain to remember the important things, because you've given it too much with not enough time to let it sink while you sleep. So the presupposition of success can lead you astray, but it can be such a powerful motivator because you've already believed it to be. Trading trading is hard, but it's not impossible. Running a business is hard, but it's not impossible. Getting a degree is hard, but it's not impossible. Getting a certification is hard, but not impossible. Nothing is impossible if you put God first. And if you operate your brain creates a reality. Your perception of reality influences your emotion. Your emotions influence your actions, and your actions influence the outcome that then makes your reality. So, if you start with a mindset of abundance and success, it'll put you in a better mood, because now you'll see the wins for wins and you'll see the losses for like a payment to the outcome that you're setting to achieve. Those, like, any failed grades that you get are just a payment to the success you're trying to achieve. Now you know what not to do next time. You know what choices not to pick next time. You know what answers to look out for next time. You took a loss in this trade today. Now you know what not to do next time. You know what setups to avoid next time. You know how much you're not supposed to leverage next time. You know how much you're supposed to give yourself in terms of spread from your entry to your stop loss next time. But you're still operating from a mindset of abundance and a mindset of success. And you have to have that childlike faith to be able to push through those losses in spite of the losses. And that's just hard. Y tú te quedas ahí, you'll stay there wondering if it's enough, and contemplating if the soon is soon enough. You'll you'll wonder if you get a loss, a big loss in the future, if you can be able to still hit the quota by the time you set out for it. But all of that doesn't matter if you operate through faith and you're like, some way, somehow, I know I'm gonna get it. I don't care if there's losses up ahead. I don't care if there's things I need to figure out up ahead, because I know it will be. I know I'm gonna get it. I know I'm gonna get that business. I know I'm gonna get that certificate. I know I'm gonna get that. I know I'm gonna get those accounts funded. I know I'm gonna get those live accounts. I know I'm gonna get that life I want. But it all starts here. And other people will see that and think you're crazy. Other people would be like, no, that's, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't uh you shouldn't operate like that. But they're also not willing to do it. So then who are they to tell you to not do it? If you go by what other people's opinions are, then you'll never amount to anything besides what they've set out for you to achieve. Sometimes you got to be able to listen to what they say and do it anyways. Because what other people's beliefs are of you are not what you are to you. What you are to you is what God gave you. He gave you a mirror to look at yourself through. And if you go by the mirror that everybody else gives you, then you'll never achieve what God wanted you to achieve. If I go by everybody else's image of me and I stop trading and I throw it all to the side and I don't pursue content creation and I don't try to buy real estate and I don't try to get another business, like if I do any of those things, I'm gonna be another 9 to 5er, just existing instead of doing what God gave me to do. He gave me a vision. I see that future because God gave it to me and he wants me to achieve that. Bitch, what the fuck is Ugh. Nah, that makes me want to get up. Let's get up. That shit's crazy. You see that right there? But so it's like I can apply that to I can apply that to when David, you know, the book of David in the Bible, right? David the king, right? He he became king, like he's the one that fought Goliath. David and Goliath, that's him, right? So he became king after defeating Goliath. Before he defeated Goliath, up until that point, he had other battles. And every one of those battles, like the people around him had their own opinions of what the outcome of those battles would have been for him. And he ignored them and continued on with the battle either way. And he won, obviously. And before he fought Goliath, his biggest battle yet, before he fought Goliath, God gave him that vision of you will be a king. So when God did that and he gave him that vision in his heart, he was able to go about the battle of Goliath with the utmost confidence because he said, I can't die tomorrow. There's no way. There is no way Goliath beats me tomorrow because God already showed me that I'm going to be king. How can I not be king if I don't defeat Goliath tomorrow? God already showed me. I have nothing to fear. I have nothing but faith that I'm going to come out on the other side of that fight. So when he woke up that next day and he went to fight Goliath, he had nothing but confidence and he won. Why? Because God gave that to him in his heart. But guess what everybody else around him said? Goliath is a monster. He's a giant. How can you possibly defeat him? He's going to kill you. He's going to crush you. He's going to defeat you. You're not going to be able to walk out of there alive. That's what everybody else was saying around him. His closest friends, his family, his lover, all of them saying the same thing. And he's like, nah, God gave me a vision. God, he already showed me that I'm going to be king. I can't go against what God gave me. But I'm going to listen to you. That's crazy. I'm going to listen to you instead of God. That's ridiculous. That's blasphemous. So if God gave you that vision, God showed you this is what you're supposed to do. This dream that you have is what you're supposed to achieve. If he gave you that, pursue it without a doubt in your heart so that you can then achieve it the same way David did by defeating Goliath and becoming king. So I'm gonna wrap it at that. The presupposition of success. Work as if you've already achieved it so that you're put in the right mindset to achieve it.